I think we should start with how I became a Claude convert.
I agree. This is such a good story.
I've been using ChatGPT mostly, but always the free plan is not that big of a deal. I can't get it to sound like me. You were using it for your marketing emails. And I was like, I got to see how this works.
Yes. Weird thing. I was like, I'm going to write all my emails to you. It was like 14 emails. And you were like, you sure you are a fan? That's going to be a trick. Sorry, I'll let you tell it.
Yeah, go ahead. It's just like watching you put the prompts in. I was like, oh, I see how this is worth it.
Right. I think this is a mistake that a lot of newbies make. And certainly was the mistake that I made when I started messing around with Chat and Claude. I just, kind of put in something, not really sure what I'm going to say. That's something we should talk about today is proper prompt, like formula, if there is such a thing. Once I learned how to really talk to Claude, like it's an actual human and give it all, like if I were with an assistant saying, I need you to write all these emails for me, what are the things that I would say and what information would I give her and what templates would I give her? You can dump tons of information into Claude. Once I started doing that, Claude was like, oh, okay, here's email number one and here's email number two. It can run with it, but you have to give it the right amount of context.
And I would add, it also helps if you pay for it. There is a massive difference between what it gives you on the free plan and the paid plan.
The quality of the output is much lower on the free plans.
You told me to start a project. I gave it material from my blog post so it could see my writing style. And then it started generating ideas, bullet points, whatever. It started sounding a lot closer to what I'd write myself and required less editing. I still edit everything, but less editing for sure.
And Lefka's asking, are you starting from scratch or writing a little and then throwing it in? Let's walk through what we did specifically for this project, because I think the specificity is going to be helpful. And so for this project in particular, and this is the one that Tara Kate went into the convert, we were creating emails, an email sequence for a particular launch we're both affiliates for. We sat down and it took me maybe 15 minutes to prepare Claude for the first email. This was before Claude could read the web. So right now it's a lot easier because you can just say, read this website, read my website, learn my voice, read my blog. Picked out all my favorite blogs and I put them into Claude. I started a project, which you need to be on the paid plan to start a project. I fed in maybe 4 or 5 of my favorite blogs. I really like, I like my voice in them, 4 or 5 posts. Then I put in my about page on my website because it tells a good story of me and my business. So it knows who I am. Think maybe I put in my homepage for similar because it's again, it talks about what I do, my USP and what's different about what I do. Once I dropped that in, then I put in like a really huge prompt where I explained there's 4 parts. So I explained what I wanted, how I wanted it, what to watch out for, and context. But let's dive into those 4. The prompting
Yes.
is huge. First, this is what I want. So I want you to write, you are awesome copywriter. You know tons about writing great hooks and compelling content. Like I really wanted to tell it exactly how I want you to show up. Don't come to me as a business expert. Don't come to me as my bestie. Don't come to me like my hairdresser. You are a stellar copywriter with a talent for writing compelling hooks and creating conversions. Great. That's who you are. I'm creating a newsletter sequence. I want you to help me create a newsletter sequence for my audience. And then that's kind of like what I want and how I want it. I want you to, and I would say like write it in this style, professional, direct, clear, friendly. If I put in fun, it gets a little too Jerry Maguire for me. And we Shazam business sisters. Calm down. So anything to watch out for. Don't make it too cutesy. Keep it concise. Please do not do your AI thing where you are in love with your own words and the sound of your voice and you just keep saying things for the point of saying them. I'm interested in that. Concise, clear, brief, direct, and give it context. Here's what we're doing. This is my niche, who I work with, who I'm addressing all of these to. This is my work. This is what's unique about my work. This is what I want to focus on for these emails. Any context that paints a picture. With that huge detailed prompt, I could say, here's email number 1, write it. It would just spit it out. To answer your question, Lexa, if you take the time to do all that back work, you can ask it straight up for the results. Sometimes I'm brainstorming. Let's say I'm writing a newsletter or a blog post. I might ask for an outline or an intro paragraph first to see if I like the angle. And if I liked it, I would write it. I would say, make these changes to the outline and then write it.
Yeah. I learned all of that from you. And then what I've started doing is following, I think you gave me a Reddit thread. The image they shared was from the OpenAI founder
Yeah,
or
he found,
something.
yeah, he was one of the founders of OpenAI. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like the anatomy of a good prompt. And it has goal, return format, warnings, and then the context dump. And if you
Mhm.
give it all of that, like, here's why I'm doing this thing, how I want you to do it for me, what I don't want you to do, and why.
It's so important to tell it how you want it to answer you. Say, I want you to act as a really successful affiliate marketer or a high level business coach. What would your advice be to analyze this data and attract more high ticket clients? The more context you give it, the richer and more meaningful your answers are. That was my learning curve with all of this.
Yeah. One of the funniest moments since using this after you introduced me was when you made a typo in your answer.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. So I was in Claude and I was typing and I was doing a bunch of different things, my WhatsApp going nuts, my phone blowing up. It was just one of those like moments where a lot of things go on. And when that happened, my neurodivergence goes crazy and my fingers short out on the keyboard. Instead of hitting back, I'll hit return, I'll hit enter. I had typed that I was trying to erase was TF and just lowercase, just little TF, just a little typo, not a big deal, just TF, enter. That was in Claude. And Claude was like, oh, I can see how you might be confused by my response. I mean, this whole apology, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give you bad info. Let me try again. I can do it right this time. And I was like, it's okay, calm down. This is hilarious. I have a fun thing we could try. I want to show you how I used Claude to create a sales page. Let's create some dummy sales pages for clients. How does that sound? For clients or maybe templates, if you need to create content, you can see how I did this. I thought this was super useful. So this is the sales page I did. I did a joint venture in January of this year, and this is the sales page we created. It's a long form sales page about this fun little thing we did. I created all these images with Midjourney. This is what I do in my brand packages. We've got FAQ, calls to action. We've got all kinds of stuff. I copied all the content from another sales page and put it into Claude. I don't remember what that sales page was. I want to say like a Rachel Peterson or something. But let's just do it with this one. So like, let's copy this whole thing. I just did Control A, Control C. So I copied all the content, buttons, video, images, whatever. I copied it all. And we're going to go over to Claude and we're going to say new chat. And let's see, who should we create this for? Let's say we have a new client who needs a sales page. And we found this sales page and thought it was great. Awesome. It's so much like what we want to do for our clients. We're going to copy this content, put it into Claude and ask it to create it for our client. Who's our client, Caitlin?
Jessica. She's a social media manager.
Oh, fun. Okay, cool. So I am a web designer and I need to create a sales page for a client. You are a brilliant conversion copywriter with a talent for great hooks and getting people to buy courses. My client that needs the sales page is Jessica. She is a social media manager and she's getting ready to launch her course on Facebook ads. The more detail that you put in here, the more that Claude is going to include. So you don't have to do this piece, but it is kind of nice. Her course is a 6-week course that starts on, let's say, June 1st. There are regular weekly calls, a membership inside a Facebook group, because if it's for Facebook ads, there's probably a group. And let's see, what else? What else do we think is included?
Oh, AI prompts for writing.
Captions, a workbook, and Canva templates for the ads. course is $597. Jessica's just getting started. The course is $597. She is not offering refunds, but there is a payment option of 2 payments. Okay, what else? What else am I missing? I think we're ready for that. Okay, so I'm just going to say we're going to start a new paragraph for my own brain. Write a compelling sales page for her based on the format of this sales page. Write only copy that relates to Jessica and her business, but use this copy as a template to follow. Adhere to it closely or just use it as a general guide. Let's say use it as a general guide. I'm going to hit paste and it's going to paste it as a separate thing, which is fine. We're going to hit enter and see what it does. So if we go back to the page and take a look. Okay. You bought all the courses, learned all the strategies, but you're still struggling. Get unfiltered business insights from 2 experts, the AI Marketing Lab, 30 days behind the scenes. This is the mastermind we wish we had. Ever wish you could see behind the scenes of someone else's launch. We really like the angle and everything. We're sharing it all with you. So what is this? It's not a marketing course. It's a backstage pass. Interesting. All right, let's see what Claude did. Oops. Did I not hit enter?
You have to open.
This was our chat thingy. Here we go. Now it's working. It just took a minute. Okay, so here we go. You've tried figuring out Facebook ads on your own, watched countless YouTube tutorials, but you're still struggling to get consistent results. Get unfiltered Facebook ads, insights from a social media expert, Facebook ads mastery. Not bad. This is the Facebook ads course I wish I had, ever wish you could see behind the scenes. This is following it pretty closely. If we wanted it to be a slightly different angle or a little bit different, I would go in and say, okay, use this angle instead. But this is not bad. And then there's all the details. Our 2 payments of $325. I didn't even tell that. I put it in there.
Gives you all the call to actions. It looks like it's telling you where the buttons are with brackets.
Yep. 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 Tells you where to put in testimonials you need to put in from the client. If this were for an actual client, obviously you want to put in real testimonial. It can be that easy.
Sales pages are hard. So
Yeah. Yeah. And again, if there's anything you want to change, obviously you go in and edit it, but this gives you a starting place. This is one of the things that I love about AI Claude is it gives you something to start with. So you're not starting with a blank page. So yeah.
yeah, I love that. Something that I have done when I've been using it too is to actually give it testimonials. Like, this is what people are saying so far about the thing. I did that recently for a sales page and it was like, wow, it looks like you've already, it's such a hype person. It's like, it's so a cheerleader in your corner. It's like, looks like you've gotten some great feedback so far. You're like, yeah, I know. Isn't that cool? Thank you.
It's pretty great to be able to use it, especially if you're starting a template shop. And now with Claude, you don't even have to copy paste. We could put in the URL and say, use this as a guide, write the content for me, but make it about this business, use this angle. This is the thing that sets her apart. This is her niche, and it'll create all the template copy for you. And that's just nice not to have to think about one more thing because template copy is placeholder copy. Having AI do those tasks is a game changer.